going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of High Ground Unscripted Podcast. Here with your host, Official Insanity, joined with co-host OG Bam, and our guests, I'm the Cat and Jay the Kid. What's up, everybody?
Yo, I'm good.
We are back.
We are back, and it's been a minute. We had some things to do, also along with dealing with people who were affected by the storms as well. But the main thing that matters is we're back and we're up and running and we're ready to bring on the entertainment for our viewers.
The legal entertainment, yeah, not the
For now.
Patreon entertainment.
Splash!
Why is it illegal? Splash!
Shout out to Patreon too.
Shout out to Patreon.
I did just change the Discord to free. So free members can join the Discord now through the Patreon.
For our first topic of the day. So Joker 2 came out featuring Lady Gaga and Joaquin Phoenix. And from what I'm hearing, most people are very unhappy about this sequel because they turned this into a musical instead of continuing on his story from the first Joker, basically. The shit is just not appealing to anyone at all. And also, I've heard in reports that a few people who were working under DC or whatever, they left the team because of the backlash they were receiving from the movie. So I wanted to get your guys' thoughts if you guys heard anything about Joker 2 being a flop, or if you guys got to see it, what was your opinion on the movie?
Alrighty.
I'm gonna let y'all go because I didn't watch it because I don't watch movies like that. I don't like movies like that. So.
I haven't seen it either, but I'll let you go first.
Gotcha. So I haven't seen it. However, I have heard there have been some very bad reviews on on the movie as a whole, and I do think the mistake is that they tried to make it into a musical, which the original one, which I did see, was not a musical. It was not a musical. It was actually a really good, a little bit of a darker or more mental health portrayal of Joker in this case. I feel like that movie, or that how they did that, they should have done that in 2. I'm not sure if they were trying to accommodate for Lady Gaga being Harley in this case, but I just feel like if they were going to go for a musical, at least get someone that has done musical movies like La La Land or something like that, or get someone that knows that and go in that direction. That's what you're going to do. However, it just seems like from what I've heard, it just was bad. They were expecting kind of something to build off of the first movie in the cinematic sequencing. They would do that. Instead, they had a bunch of songs on there, and the songs can be probably the greatest songs we ever heard. But unless it fits, fits with the whole pacing, which I think I heard that was a problem. There'll be one good scene and then one boring scene, and then one good scene and then one boring scene, and that's not helpful. So I just think, there was a lot of factors here, but I do think the main contributor, as you mentioned, Lynn, was the fact that it was a musical, and they should have just continued from how they did the first movie and just build off of that. So yeah, that's my thoughts.
I agree 100%.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jay.
Oh yeah, sorry. I was just gonna put my pen on. Yeah, I haven't seen the movie either. I've definitely seen the first Joker, and even before I saw the first Joker, I was skeptical about it just because it was going to be a different variation. I didn't know how they were going to tell the story, but I kept an open mind. I saw the movie; it was fantastic, and honestly, the Oscar Joaquin Phoenix got from the first one was well deserved. Fast forward for I guess 5 years later, because I think Joker came out in 2019. Fast forward 5 years later, Joker 2 comes out. I'm interested, but the first few things I hear from the reception of before they even got to the previews of anything, I heard it was gonna be what they said, a touch of a musical, and even at that hearing, I was like, huh? Why? It didn't make sense to me as to kind of like Kat said, how they made it into like like kind of like a mental state of like an expositioning mental state of where Arthur turned into from the issues that he had mentally, and from the issues that he suffered with the fact that everybody kind of like rejected him in life and pushed him to the side, and he took an evil turn to stand towards society, something like that. But this kind of, they trying to continue with it, but it sounds like they're trying to continue with it with that a different type of approach that somebody thinks that we'd be interested in or something like that. I feel like they took a big risk without knowing the consequences, and here it is, because once it all came out and everything, and then I found it was actually confirmed that it was a musical, and it was confirmed that it was really nothing. I'm not to say nothing like the first one, but kind of like a off-brand alternate continuation of the first one, and it's just it definitely kind of turned me off to the movie. At least to go seeing it for money, at least. But I also heard that the very ending was actually pretty hard, like pretty hard finish to the ending. Like it could have finished better. I'll be the judge of that when I eventually go around and see it. But I'm not really gonna jump in and try to see it immediately, or like try to pay for it immediately, just based off the bad reception and my initial thoughts of a general Joker 2 movie at all. Because I think the first one ended perfectly fine. I mean, you could have took you to your imagination to how that went, but you know, that's just how I feel on it. I don't think the second one was necessary at all, and just from the sound of the reception, it wasn't. That's all I got.
And they could have got Lin-Manuel Miranda, but no.
True. They could have not made too many songs in it.
Yeah, I'm like,
I knew that Lady Gaga was gonna since they included Lady Gaga, they was gonna have a lot of singing. Which honestly, if Lady Gaga had like maybe one and a half, or maybe just two good songs, then maybe. But I don't know. They made it seem like there's just a lot of singing and storytelling, which I don't want at all.
Exactly. Lingo.
No, I was gonna say I agree with what everyone was saying. Oh, you can hear me?
Yeah.
All right. I was gonna say I agree with what everyone was saying. Like they completely dropped the ball with this one. They didn't continue off of the story or like the theme of the story from the first one. And I felt like for the second one, before it came out, I thought we were gonna get a story on like the love scene between Harley Quinn and Joker, on like how they met or whatever, and how they became a thing, and maybe show some gore in it or whatever. But all we got was a fucking musical. But maybe we'll see if they can redeem themselves if they come out with a Joker 3. If not, then this is where they leave off with that legacy, and unfortunately. But moving on to the next topic. If it's too early to say this, let me know. But I wanted to get you guys' thoughts so far in the NFL season, since we've been like a couple months in now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Oh man,
I'm not sure why they're laughing. I'm not sure why they're laughing, but I must be left out of the loop.
No, because we're gonna do this correctly. Because I'm gonna be able to clip this. What I'm getting ready to say. Our team. Our team, me and my twins team, the Houston Texans.
The Strouds.
The Strouds, excuse me, there is no Texans, only Strouds.
The
Strouds will take care of this. Our team is doing God's work out there at 5-1 in the AFC South, bro. Kansas City, watch out, because our team will destroy you.
Oh. Strong word.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll go from there. Bears doing great. 4-2, which is what I expected them to be before the bye week happened. So I'm just glad that we got some progress. And I'm also glad that me and Ben were having a conversation about how many interceptions he was going to throw today. He said,
"We're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about this."
I'm just saying.
He threw one though.
He did throw one. He did throw one. but he had a really good game. He had a really good game overall. But
who didn't have a good game? DJ Moore,
yeah. Look, Keenan Allen had a good game. The Bears won. That's all that matters. But I do want to say overall how my thoughts on the NFL season. The Eagles and Cowboys are worse than we thought, or maybe we thought they were going to be worse, but they
are who we thought they were.
Yeah, basically, they are who we thought they were. The Vikings are a surprise. I'm not sure if that's going to last, though. They're 5-0. The Vikings are a surprise. The Bengals are trouble. Are in trouble.
Oh yeah, they're 1-4.
Yeah, they're 1-4. They need to win this game right now on Sunday night. The Chiefs are 5-0, which I guess that's expected.
The rest are 5-0. You're correct.
Yeah, 5-0. Been ugly wins. And
the rest are 5-0.
The rookie quarterbacks are doing their thing this season.
So
yeah, the rookie quarterbacks are doing their thing so far.
minus Drake May, who had the unfortunate, time of his life to play against a hot Houston Texans team, and Bryce Young was benched earlier this season, so they got Andy Dalton, which not bad, but that Carolina defense is showing some wear and tear too early in the season.
Right.
I think Jay will probably correct me because I have zero clue about his team except for they keep losing. Miami, all teams in Florida. There's only one good team in Florida.
Oh yeah, by the way, the Jags are ass. I just wanted to say that because of previous events. But yeah, the Jags are horrible. They're horrible.
Jags are awful. Yeah. The AFC South is awful. Basically, they just need to rename that this year to the AFC Texans. That's it. Like Houston South. That is the only thing they need to rename that to. I just say everybody else sucks. Everybody else's win total combined is the win total that Houston got by themselves. So
right.
The New York teams mid.
Not doing great.
Both of them they mid. So really your hot teams right really your hot teams are Houston, Minnesota, Kansas City, Detroit is on fire. They was having the Cowboys
out there. Right. They having linemen, laterals to linemen.
Right.
But is that really
the Bears? Oh my God! I can't believe I just said that. The Bears are hot.
It's okay. It's okay.
And San Francisco starting to look a little bit better.
Yeah,
despite all their injuries. But yeah, go ahead, Jay. You're the only one that ain't say nothing because we took all your time.
Yeah, no, I was doing some things. That's fine. So start with conferences. AFC East is basically mid right now. Buffalo's kind of playing like mid. And they're the top of the conference. Don't really have much to say about them. Jets is definitely kind of selling the season. I feel like they could be better. And Dolphins is going through some serious case of to missing two itis, and they're suffering from it. And
I
the
feel
Patriots
real quick. I feel like the entire team, when Tua got that concussion, the entire team got the concussion because they can't do shit right. But keep going.
You're absolutely right.
No, nobody can do shit right. It's really odd. Even the players that don't need a quarterback is messing up. It kind of shows the shallowness of the leaders. So hopefully they get that straight. NFC North, Ravens are rolling. Steelers are actually doing a lot better than I thought with Justin Fields, and I think they should continue to roll with him for a while.
Because they needed a better team to be with.
Yeah. No, we all agree that.
No.
I
agree.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, and what y'all said about the Bengals being 1-4, yes, they're 1-4, and you would consider this an early season concern, but not a panic button because just looking at the rest of the schedule and how they go, they can turn this around. But so far, looking like they're doing a little bit of struggle with the Giants right now, being only up 7-0. So we'll see.
They need to struggle more.
I'm good on my fantasy, so I don't need Joe Burrow to do anything yet, but it'll be nice just to have some insurance. But anywho,
don't need Zach Moss doing anything.
But anywho, yeah, he just got a fumble, so you should be happy about that. Bengals are struggling. Bengals are struggling, but they should be able to turn around. If not, it's going to be a really disappointing season for the Bengals. AFC South, yeah, that's probably just as mid outside of the Houston, Texas, or as y'all would like to call them, the Strouds. Yeah, outside of that, everything else is mid. Titans are ass, Jaguars are ass, Colts are just. I feel like they have a I'm not just saying they have a QB problem. They have a Joe Flacco's better than our starting franchise player right now problem. Kind of like, Carolina Bryce Young, except for Anthony Richardson is a little bit better than Bryce Young to me. But
he's the Derrick Rose. He's the Derrick Rose of the Indianapolis Colts.
Don't say that.
Yeah. Don't curse that. I love Derrick Rose too. That hurt my soul.
Derrick Rose. That still hurts to this day. But anyway.
He's a franchise person, but he can't stay healthy. It is what it is. Rip the band-aid off.
I get it.
Colts and Titans have great defenses, but they're not enough to actually probably take the division. So it's going to probably stay the Texans. They are the best right now. In AFC West, basically Kansas has got it. Pat has not been playing well, and he's missing a lot of receivers right now. So that's kind of to be decided where that goes. They're still finding out how the ways to win
because of that defense.
But if they keep winning like that, though, I don't think they're going to. If they do make the playoffs, they're not going to go very far.
Hey, the refs will do refy things for the Chiefs.
I'm not betting against Pat.
And if they do, it's going to get really, really, really obvious if they keep playing like that. It's going to be really obvious. Refs
will be in
those games. Yeah,
right.
I mean, I'm not saying they won't make the playoffs. They will. NFC East, we don't have to go into that. Jay and Daniels is doing great. They're at the top right now.
Go Commanders.
Go Commanders.
Vikings are the surprise of the NFC North. I don't know how much longer they'll be undefeated, but the defense is really telling. But they actually have a fight with the Lions because the Lions are actually about that life, and I do think they're going to go make a deep run in the postseason again. Hopefully they'll go further. We don't really have to go into NFC South. It's pretty mid. And the NFC West, like I think I'll say, Niners are actually trying to turn around a little bit. We'll see how it goes to the next couple games, and maybe if McCaffrey returns sometime in November, we'll see how that affects their team chemistry and how they go about the season, especially with their running back committee of Jordan. Once Jordan Mason if his shoulder's good and McCaffrey comes back, I would like to see if they try to run him in a 2-person committee just to take some stress off of McCaffrey. Take the stress load off of McCaffrey and such,
Also take the stress load off of the fantasy managers out there.
That's it.
And then the AFC South. The AFC S. That's what we're gonna call it. The AFC Strouds. The AFC Strouds.
The AFC Strouds.
Our team. Our team.
Yeah.
My twin and I will see.
I would love to be in the AFC South, for real.
I don't know what's to be last name maybe.
But yeah, I think that's our thoughts.
That's our thoughts on that so far.
On the NFL.
Yeah, I'm cool with 2 and 3 right now. I think I'm gonna just stick with that and see where we go from there. At this,
that's what every Giant fan says. Don't worry about it. let's see where we go from here. That's what every Giants fan says. Don't worry about it. You're not alone.
Honestly, the best answer you could say.
At this point. But next topic. Let's see here. Hold up. I have it pulled up. Okay. Do we have predictions starting with Cat? Predictions for the NBA this season. Now that we've got a taste of the preseason a little bit, and we're getting close to the regular season.
Okay, NBA predictions.
Especially from you, Cat, because you got a healthy Lonzo Ball on the Bulls now too.
That is true.
Well,
I'm ready
to see that.
No, I do not expect us to be in a playoff or play-in position. This is a rebuilding year. Finally, we're rebuilding after all this time. So this is just going to be a rebuilding year for the most part. If we somehow sneak in, great. But I personally think this year is not going to be like we're going to go ahead and take over the league or anything like that, or surprise people. But I am interested to see how Lonzo does and the rest of the Chicago Bulls. As far as the Eastern Conference is concerned, I think the favorites are obviously the Boston Celtics being the champions that repeated, the Knicks and the 76ers. I think those are the favorites in the East. I would love for the 76ers to finally get to at least an Eastern Conference Finals with the addition of Paul George. That's what I'm looking forward to. See what Paul George does. And then for the Western Conference, really it's a toss-up. It's always been a toss-up. But all I know is this might be LeBron's last year, depending on what I see. This might be LeBron's last year. 1. 2, the Lakers are not going to go to the finals. and three, most importantly, 3, I think this year, I'm trying to see how the Minnesota Timberwolves are going to be like without Karl-Anthony Towns, who got traded to the Knicks. So, trying to see how that goes for that team as a whole. I'm not sure if they got better with the trade. I mean, DiVincenzo is great, but I don't know if they got better with the trade. But we're going to see how the team goes from here. But other than that, that's pretty much all I'm looking forward to. I really am looking forward to Paul George's debut as a 76er. So that's my thoughts.
That's true. Jay, real quick, are you a Charlotte Hornets fan, being that you stay in Charlotte?
Yeah, Charlotte Hornets fan, LA Lakers fan, and fan of a bunch of players. But yeah.
Facts. So I'm actually a little fan of the
Giants
Hornets too, now that I've been staying in North Carolina for a few years. But really it's because of LaMelo, I'll be honest. Like, he brings the entertainment to the games. This is my opinion. But what are your thoughts on the NBA season coming up? Any predictions for your teams or any of the players that you've been keeping your eye on?
Sure. So I think it's somewhat similar to what Kat said, especially with the Eastern Conference. Boston Celtics are a favorite to win again.
Let's go!
Just off of rips.
Yes, sir! Give me some, Tracy!
Jesus Christ, we're doing a fucking episode, man.
I'm sorry.
At least put your mind on me.
Animation.
You can at least put your mind on me. You kind of ruined
my bad. Go ahead.
From the top.
I mean, I'm watching the game too, so I know what you're doing. But I know what you mean. But anyway, yeah, the Celtics and 76ers, 2 of the teams that looks like they're going to go far, and the Knicks. Knicks definitely did get better with Cat, especially when they can circle out the centers that they already have. I think Mitchell Robinson and I can't remember the other one. Hartenstein left, so that's an issue. But I think that's a decent replacement, and I think it's going to go well with them, especially with Brunson, especially on the Knicks side. I would love to see who comes out between this, the Celtics and the Knicks, and see who can take that, at least on the East. As for the Hornets, I kind of like the Bulls, but maybe a little bit less than the Bulls. We just got a new coach. This is going to be Brandon Miller's second year. Melo is hopefully healthy, and we kind of redid the whole roster, got some trades. elevating players that that have an interest. So I don't think we're gonna really do a lot. Hopefully, we can at least make another run for the play-in and hopefully at least win a game. Because every time we get to the play-in, we get knocked the fuck out if we do. So that's been the case right there. So hopefully we can at least show some improvement from the past. But since everything's new right now, I'm not holding my breath. Western Conference, excuse me. Western Conference, OKC is a really hot team right now. Like I said, they just got Hartenstein for the Knicks to complement Chet. Shea's probably as hot as ever, and they got a good team. They really got a good team around them. So I know they're going to at least make a good regular season run. I don't know about the postseason, but I know they're going to make a good regular season run. I do want to see what the Memphis Grizzlies does with Ja back, and I really, really, really hope Ja can stay healthy. Because if he can, the Grizzlies are a fucking issue. I don't care.
He was for comeback player of the year for sure. He was on
the way.
Yeah.
The Lakers. Yeah, the Lakers. They kind of did the same thing the Cowboys did. Nothing in the offseason and roll in, hoping for a best. Good thing, you know. The Lakers aren't run by Jerry Jones, so it's not a complete trash. But if they want to make a run for it, they need to do it immediately. Because I mean, LeBron says he's good to go. He feels like he can keep going. But to be honest, can we like it's coming at some point at any time? So it's like now's the time to win. Especially if you want to send LeBron out. Because like I think like y'all said, this might be LeBron's last year without him saying anything. You never know. It couldn't, but I would treat it. If I'm the Lakers, I would definitely treat this like it was LeBron's last year, and I would definitely try to win the title. But we'll see how that chemistry goes. And what was it? Lastly, the Mavericks. They definitely made a huge run last year in the playoffs to go to the finals. Came up short, but I mean we all knew that was coming. But they did a few roster upgrades and getting like Klay Thompson, getting a couple other dudes. I can't remember who else in the forward position, but I don't think it matters. But it doesn't look like it looks like they're still on the same pace to do exactly what they've been doing as the Mavericks. So hopefully they can make it. And lastly, the Timberwolves. They didn't look like, honestly, losing Cat doesn't seem like they would do much just because they have Anthony Edwards and they have who's in the middle? Jaden Daniels and a rising Rob Dillingham behind Mike Conley. So I feel like they got a lot going on, especially with the fours that they got now and Nas Reed and Rudy Gobert. So it should be about the same, especially because really Ant was the real leader of that team, even when Cat was there. But bless his heart, he's good as hell. No one draft pick just proves it. But when it comes to actual, leadership, actual want for the team to actually win, Ant's it, not Cat. So I'm pretty sure they'll be up top. The Grizzlies along with the Thunder and I'm pretty sure that the Timberwolves will be up top of the Thunders and Grizzlies and them and everything by the end of it all. Sorry, I ran on too much.
No, good,
that's fine because when it comes to me, I can just tell y'all. Okay, so the deal with me in the NBA is I support a team in passing because as a kid I liked the color red, hence why I always do red stuff. I like the Bulls. It ain't the fucking Rockets. Don't even ask. That's as far as our team goes. It's the Texans. That's about it. It's gonna always be the Bulls. I have zero clue. I ain't watched a fucking basketball game since 2002. So,
Wow.
In passing, I support the Bulls. Do I wish they would win? Sure. Do I care? No. But I believe in Derrick Rose. I mean, Joe Henry. That's what I mean.
Clap.
Derrick Rose retired. Yeah, Joe Henry.
I know he retired. I know he retired. I know that much.
And I guess that's another thing. Godspeed, Derrick Rose. You're one of my favorite point guards coming out of college that wasn't a part of any of my teams. And honestly, just from his rookie year, I just fell in love with the game slowly but surely. And it really broke my heart when 2013 happened. So, best of luck in retirement, Derrick.
Yeah, man, for sure. Shout out to Derrick Rose now that he's retiring too, because Derrick Rose is one of the very first people I was introduced to as far as professional basketball when I started like watching basketball back then as a kid, and then it was Kobe afterwards. And to see his explosiveness, like from the jump of getting drafted, and the hunger that he had, and then the unfortunate injury, just how it just changed everything and the route of his career that he could have gone. It sucks, but he can say he was able to get a season MVP, which means he was the best amongst everyone in the league. So,
and the youngest MVP.
Exactly.
And honestly, 15 years could have been 5 years. So just the longevity on it is just an applause on its own.
Right.
And for me, my predictions in the NBA, like Kat said, I'm interested to see how the Bulls do now that you guys got a full team again. Everyone's healthy and stuff. Plus, I heard that some of the guys that you picked up on the draft are like pretty decent.
Oh yeah, I can say his name. Matas Buzelis. Yeah, he's a beast. I can say that for sure. I still need to see some work with the shooting, at least from long range. But no, he's definitely one of those slasher types that I feel like is going to be very helpful for the teams. I'm excited for that.
And this is my honest opinion on the Warriors. I told this to my coworker earlier today because he's a fan of the Warriors. I said, look, I'm going to be honest with you. Now that Clay is gone, Curry can't do it on his own. And he said Draymond, and I was like, you can't even include the guy in the conversation because he's a liability.
Draymond don't score.
That's one thing. Draymond don't score.
He's a passer, not a shooter.
Draymond.
Yeah.
So, plus, who knows how long he can stay in the season with his mouth. Pause. But you know what I mean by that. And so I was telling him, like, once Curry retires, y'all are going to end up like the Redskins. Like, they're not the Washington Redskins. They're just Washington. The Warriors are just going to be called Golden State because Curry's the only Warrior you got on that team at this point.
Damn.
No one seems like they're hungry, really, you know? To, like,
I will
step
say
up.
just off of initial replacement for Clay, it could be Buddy Hield. Because Buddy Hield is actually an amazing shooter, especially with contest. I don't know how they're gonna use him, especially on the overall.
Well,
but
let's
start.
Yeah, in my opinion, I do agree with Lynn on like just the state of the Warriors. It just comes down to them not developing young talent. I think they've just had a problem doing that over the course of the years, which is why you have what you see what you get, because this is not the same Warriors anymore. Who's to say what could have happened if Clay would have stayed healthy? And reverted back to the old Clay for the Golden State. But I would say right now they're just not they're just not in a position right now to do anything until they get better development of young talent. Okay. They were able to find Steph Curry, develop him and everything like that. That's for sure. But like, it's like now what? Because Steph Curry ain't gonna be in the league like all the time. You're gonna have to replace Steph Curry with somebody else. So yeah.
And what's crazy is they had the potential to develop guys like Jordan Poole and James Wiseman, who was, remind you, the number 3 pick? He was still top 3 in the 2021 NBA draft.
And
ended
second overall.
Oh, second. Yeah, because Melo went 3rd, right? Something like that.
Yep.
Yeah. So, shit happens. There are some people who got drafted early, ended up being a bust, but to this guy, James Wiseman, you can't really say it's his fault because the dude did get injured his rookie year. Second year, he barely did any much, and then I don't know. I guess they never took the time to develop him ever since. And next thing you know, he's on a different team now. So they had the potential for sure. And then the whole Draymond and Jordan Poole situation. So, oh well. As for Karl Anthony Towns coming to my Knicks, it's looking pretty good so far. I'm not gonna lie. I've been paying attention a little bit, and his debut game, I think he dropped like almost a triple-double. The man had like 26, 5, and 7. So we'll have to wait and see how it goes, and hopefully all the star players can stay healthy this season for sure, because that's one thing us fans in the NBA, we really watch the games for the stars to do their thing, and 9 times out of 10, all the main players get hurt. I'm tired of that shit. But yeah, we'll have to see.
Aren't we all?
Yeah.
I mean, Jay been going through it the worst out of anybody on this list, if I'm being honest.
What we talking about?
Yeah, for the Hornets. Yeah, because
I guess. Yeah, because Melo, Mark Williams, a couple other niggas.
Yeah, exactly. So it's
definitely Melo. Yeah.
And the Knicks, Knicks last season, it was they ran into
everybody broke down in a long time.
Yeah, they ran into the wheels came off.
So next topic, I wanted to get your guys' opinion on this because I found this out today watching Ross's channel. Bam, I don't know if this would be your field because I know you said you don't really been watching wrestling like since like the early 2000s, but CM Punk in a podcast stated his top 3 wrestling matches from his performances. Number 1 was against John Cena, the Raw before WrestleMania 29 when they were fighting for the number 1 contender spot to fight The Rock.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That was his number 1 choice performance-wise because he felt like him and Cena got to pull some magic tricks, some moves that they never really used before in their arsenal, and it was like a 10 out of 10 fight in their opinion, and I agree 100%. Number 2, he put versus The Undertaker at WrestleMania 29.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to see that match live in person, and that was my first ever wrestling event as well. So I can tell you for myself that match was a 5-star classic for sure. Lastly, number 3, his third greatest match of all time in his catalog was against Brock Lesnar in SummerSlam 2013. And I also agree with that. I'm not mad at this list at all, honestly. And now that we've got to hear his opinion, I wanted to get your guys' opinion on his list and if you guys would change anything up, if you guys got a top 3 CM Punk matches, starting with Jay.
Bet. I ain't gonna lie, just from the ones I heard. And to be honest, I was gonna say the one match, the Money in the Bank match in 2011, I think. But that one match before WrestleMania, I actually kind of forgot about that match, and I forgot about the move sets and all the crazy stuff that they were doing. And that was actually different. I remember seeing that, and then I remember seeing that was actually one of those different things. John Cena going off the top ropes, doing suicide dives, CM Punk doing different types of move sets that he don't normally do. It was just one of those treats, and I will agree with that. That was probably the best one because every match that CM Punk had with John Cena that I've seen has been fucking fantastic, like across the board. And I think that one is the best one. I remember the Brock Lesnar one. That one was pretty good. I feel like the Money in the Bank match was probably the better one than that one, but I kind of see how he kind of variated from different wrestlers. On that particular case. So I kind of feel that one. And the Undertaker one, that I agree, that one definitely is top 3. No cap. I didn't go there live, but I seen the match. And honestly, Undertaker did some of his best work with CM Punk. And just both promo style and wrestling styles at the time. So it was a really good watch. And that's basically about it. Just a lot of those matches where Paul Heyman was this manager, and he would just go off on a promo, and all Paul would do was just hold up the title. He didn't even need to say much. Those were really CM Punk's best WWE year, like wrestling match wise, So I agree with that list. Maybe flip the Undertaker to 2. I don't know if he did that, but yeah, I agree with that list all the way down.
What about you, Kat?
So I actually do like the list a lot. I was like, I can't really disagree with too much here. I think the only one I would disagree with, probably the last one. I agree with the first two, particularly the CM Punk versus John Cena on the Raw. I think that was great, and I like that he did talk about pulling out different moves, because I believe a pile driver was used in that match, and usually the pile driver back then, I think, was because WWE is very, very protective of their wrestlers. Was like, we're not using this power driver move at all because of what could happen. Obviously, if you know Stone Cold back in the day, I think he broke his neck from that, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so it's like, that was one of the moves they pulled out for that match. But it was a great match, and I was just when I watched it, I'd also see the CM Punk and Undertaker one. Was a great match. The one sequence I do remember is the GTS, and then the reversal into the Tombstone, just goes off the ropes into the Tombstone pile driver, and then kicks out. I thought that was pretty cool, because I was just like, wow. I was not expecting him to bounce off, like pick him up and put him in the Tombstone after the GTS. So did like the that match, and then I did like the CM Punk and Brock Lesnar match. Don't get me wrong, the SummerSlam match that they had was great. I did like that match. I would say that the match that I would replace with this, it would be another CM Punk and John Cena, and that was the one at Money in the Bank. I think that moment there in Chicago, where it looked like CM Punk was not going to win the match, and then they pulled the trigger, and then his contract was ending. So it's like everything that led up to it, to the finish, and then him kissing, blowing a kiss to Vince McMahon as he left the stadium with the title, was an epic, great moment, and I think it was a great way to capture that win. Now, just to throw some underrated matches, some honorable mentions that I would have put in that three-peat list. CM Punk versus Jeff Hardy at SummerSlam 2009. I believe this was a ladder match. I believe, if it's not laddered in TLC, but that was great. That was a great match from start to finish. I'm thinking Jeff.
So glad you said that.
Yeah, I'm thinking Jeff is going to win the match, and this is also the time where CM Punk was like, this is the first time being, I believe, heel in WWE at the time. He's going through a heel run. So, literally, I saw the whole swanton through the announce table, and then and then I love the whole psychology of it, just because the fact of the matter is, it was that swanton that actually took Jeff out of the match, because he was too beat up from that CM Punk was able to climb up the ladder, take his title, and win the World Heavyweight Championship. That was a match. And then also CM Punk and Chris Jericho, Extreme Rules. I believe that was a street fight. That was a great match. I love the rivalry between those two. When they had it for even after WrestleMania, going into that one, I think that was their best match. They did an excellent job. But yeah, I definitely give a big honorable mention to the CM Punk and Jeff Hardy match, because that was great. That was a great matchup, in my opinion. But yeah, that's how I feel about his list. I think it's a great list. I think the only thing I would change is probably the CM Punk and John Cena, but that's it. At Money in the Bank, but that's it. Add that to there.
I'm glad you said that about the Jeff Hardy and CM Punk SummerSlam match, because I definitely was gonna put that as an honorable mention, or switch it out with the Brock Lesnar match or Cena match or something, because that match was insane. It's still underrated in my opinion.
Yeah, great honorable mention right there.
For real. Any other honorable mentions? I'd have to say probably CM Punk versus Randy Orton at Extreme Rules 2011 or WrestleMania 27. Their little rivalry that they had temporarily from Royal Rumble to WrestleMania or Extreme Rules is pretty dope because it transfers back to when Randy punted CM Punk in the head during '08 and costing him the world title and stuff. And this list, I can agree with 100%, like everyone else did, because watching these matches live as a kid back then, we saw John Cena do a Hurricane Rana. Like, what?
Yep. That was cool.
We got to see Juan Cena live in action that day.
I've never heard of that one.
For real. And the Brock Lesnar and CM Punk match was very, very brutal and physical. That was a dope match too. Going into our next topic, since it is the month of Halloween, wanted to get you guys to share some of your favorite Halloween memories as a kid or as a teenager, whether it was trick-or-treating with friends or trick-or-treating with family, any Halloween parties you went to and had fun. Share some memories, starting with LG Bam.
Dope. This is a regular podcast, sir.
We can get at least one rogue story. It's all right.
Oh, no, we can't. No, we cannot. Ooh, I went to jail that night. Yeah. Yes, sir, it is that bad.
Okay, end that sentence right there.
I mean, that's the story, honestly.
That's a story.
Hopefully you learned a lesson from that story.
No, I didn't. I was 18, so.
Well, go figure. I'll go next at least because I do have maybe two stories, but they're not really kid stories because I do a lot of I didn't do any trick or treating when I was a kid. You know, parents were we were grown in a Christian house. Parents didn't do anything like that, so didn't do that. I did, however, especially when I got to college and beyond, start going to Halloween parties, and those were a hell of a lot more lit than any type of trick or treating that I'd done. So there was, and the first one I'm gonna keep kind of short, but there was one story where I went to East Carolina and I went to a Halloween party out there, and it didn't end with me getting arrested. But the cops were there, and we could have almost been arrested. So, and I really just focus on that one because the other one's not that interesting. That one we went to East Carolina for the weekend, and really leading up to it, we didn't have much to do. There was a football game with Tulane going on that was interesting, but other than that, we were just hanging at the mall. Anywho, it got to the damn party. We went to this neighborhood. I can't remember what the neighborhood was. There was thousands of people in that one little swing-like suburb neighborhood, and that was the whole party. It was like a whole neighborhood party. We were hopping around houses, getting drinks, meeting up with people, playing games, like doing all this shit for 2 hours. I was dressed like a boxer. I wasn't Mike Tyson, but I was I was like one of your standard boxers with like a hoodie, boxing gloves, and boxing shorts, and one of the houses had like a little sparring dummy. So I was like, you know what? I got the gear on. Let's do it. So I did that a lot, drunk as hell. Long story short, it got to the point, and it kind of sucked because we was like talking to a group of girls, and I'm thinking about to fuck some chicks in some costumes. But then the cops showed up and like surrounded the entire neighborhood. Now, we probably wouldn't have went to jail tonight if my best friend who had drove into a particular area where we can easily get out. And that's exactly what we did, but we had to have had to have a couple of people to go back to the apartment with us. So we had to pile like 8 people in a Toyota Camry. And I was in the front seat. like my friend who was driving, it was just him in that seat. There was at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people in the back seat, kind of like piled on top of each other. I was in the front seat, and there was a girl in a crayon costume sitting on my lap in the front seat as well. That was awesome.
Yeah.
And there was one nigga in the trunk. He was the smallest one, so he fit. Yeah. So when the cops pulled up, we evaded the cops, got out of there, and by the way, we're all of age, so underage was not the issue at the time. But we were about to get arrested, so we managed to escape out of there. We piled in that car and got the hell up out of there and got back to the apartment and just finished the night there. It was a very interesting thing. It was a very fun party. It was one of the very few times I almost got arrested, but one of the very many times I avoided it. So that's my Halloween story, just for y'all's entertainment.
No baby oil, right?
No, hell no. No,
Just making sure, man. Just making sure.
I'm clipping that.
No.
That's gonna be something. I'm clipping that.
Yeah,
noise.
clip that. He's like, no baby oil.
and a quote like
there was no baby oil involved. At least I'm
he said
personally
yes.
So, oh my god, yeah, no, it wasn't that freaky. It was fun, but it won't that freaky fun. That shit. It won't that masculine shit. No.
Jesus Christ. I'm using that anytime motherfucking like if Shibuya talks and shit, that's all I'm doing. I'm sharing that clip and it's gonna be no baby oil, right? I can't wait to use that. I don't care if it's gonna be used on Raw. It does not matter. Pause, by the way. We're not using baby oil on Raw.
Hey,
Yeah, no,
Hey, okay.
yeah.
No, I said pause.
Let's not clip that part. Let's not clip that part. Go ahead.
Like when me and Ross are arguing about the twin thing and about our team, somebody just no baby oil, right, bruh?
I'm not gonna be the one to make that sacrifice, but
I'm not doing that. I refuse.
I mean,
Don't worry.
Hey,
I know there's a guy.
listen. Yeah, I was gonna say if you use it early on, like for something else, and it actually fits, I guarantee you Marco's gonna steal it and use it on his own. So you should be okay.
It's baby oil. Why wouldn't it fit? Fuck.
All right.
Couldn't help it. It had to go.
Cat, you got some Halloween stories?
Unfortunately, I don't think so. Just because one, my family doesn't celebrate Halloween. That's one. And two, but like the times I've like gone out during the Halloween and just I'm going to the bar. So I'm going to the bar. But the times I went out and stuff, like there's been moments. I wouldn't say there's like a story. Like there've been moments that things that happened. Like for instance, someone almost breaking their I think it was like I forgot what it was like. Shit, they broke something. It was like something with their ass or something like that. Like that. They fell. They just fell down some steps. Yeah, because thing is the bar that we were going to is like an underground lounge where there's like a band playing. So like we go in and I'm just like here and then basically I'm like the last one to get in. But I hear like a do. I was like, what just happened? I look and then someone was telling me, oh, she fell down and like she fell down. I'm just like, oh shit. I found out later that she broke something. And I was like, oh, well, damn. I'm like literally all the stories I have are like basically I'm not the main character. I'm just here to observe it, observe it far, and just tell people how it went. But yeah, I don't really have any Halloween stories like that. Not like anything like very interesting.
No, I gotta get mine at HGU After Dark. Fuck that. It involved 20 people, though. A group of 10 colored people. I was one of them, by the way, so nobody get mad. And 10 white people. So.
Was that
we got away. No, I'm not telling the story. We got away for a little bit.
I might tell one of those After Dark stories at least.
A few of them damn After Dark stories. Boy, my childhood was riddled with After Dark stories. My God. Like beating up, like getting drunk and keying people cars, man, bruh. I'm not saying I did that. I witnessed it.
Allegedly.
Right.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Allegedly witnessed.
Ignorant.
For the camera.
Oh, what? Oh, me? Me?
For me, honestly, I was a part of that generation of kids that dressed up as their favorite serial killer. So
What?
I was going to school.
Hey,
Hear
time
me
out.
out.
Stop. No, we gonna hear you. We are going to hear you out. We have to hear this. What generation of kids was fascinated with serial killers? Just first of all, we
2000
weren't.
babies.
Nobody in my generation
say
was like,
that
I'm gonna dress up as Ted Bundy or the Unabomber.
Not that type of serial killer. We talking about the movie franchise serial killer.
Oh, you talking
okay.
about the monster killers?
Okay.
Oh, okay.
That's what I thought you were. That's what I thought you were suggesting until I was like, wait a minute, hold on, that could be two different things.
Yeah, I thought of it as two different things. I was like, I'm hoping you talk about like Michael Myers or Jason Voorhees that were ready in that type shit.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I was one of the very small percentage of kids that would come to school dressed as Michael Myers or Jason or something. Meanwhile, everyone else is a princess and Toy Story characters. I'm pulling up with a knife and a jumpsuit, keeping it simple. But as far as like making memories at parties or whatever, I didn't start going on Halloween parties till like 16, really. And usually I would just get like really drunk and just throw up at the end of the night. That's about it, really. Last year I did go to this. You said what?
I said sounds like a lightweight story, but go ahead.
Nah, yeah. I really haven't done nothing for Halloween like too crazy. I mean, last year I went to this one party. I got some ass. That's about it.
Yeah, that's normally how they go. But go ahead.
Yeah.
Just drinking and getting some ass is all I've been doing recently at Halloween parties, really. But I'll be honest. I'm pulling up with a knife and a jumpsuit, plain and simple.
Damn,
Don't worry, I got it. I was on that shit.
In a jumpsuit, that's all.
Plain and simple. Halloween Lynn 2024. Like,
Yeah, plain and simple.
He went right to it.
Oh shit.
Great.
Fuck. Where was I? Oh yeah. Last final topic.
Baby
before we
oil,
wrap
right?
up. What are you guys' favorite Halloween movies or scary movies?
Halloween Town.
That's a
That's a classic,
shit.
boys. Let me
It
go
is a
say
classic.
Halloween
It
Town.
is a classic. Not one I expected you to say, but that is a good one. That's one
What
of
you
my
mean you
favorite
expect me to
movies.
say? Hocus Pocus.
I didn't think Bam was a Disney kid, point blank.
I still watch Disney. I eat fucking food in here and watch
Anyway,
Disney.
That's pretty dope.
So the controversial pick is A Nightmare Before Christmas. That's the controversial. That's the controversial pick. That's the controversial pick.
I mean, if you do that, I'm gonna go with Coco. Then
Yeah. But in terms of like these that have my favorite Halloween movies, I had to go with the original Halloween. I believe the first and second one, particularly the first one. The first one was good. I enjoyed that. The one where it showcased Michael Myers. Go with that one, and then in terms of Halloween movies, you know what? From Twitch is out there with the twins.
That's a classic.
Which was lit though, man.
Yeah,
it was
it was.
great.
Yeah.
It was.
Wait, which one did you say?
Twitches.
Twitches.
Oh, Twitches. Oh, hey, I like Twitches. I remember seeing Twitches. That was a good.
Was the sequel valid?
Yeah, the sequel's valid. My moment. The sequel's valid. At least in my
What were you
opinion.
gonna say, Jay?
I was gonna say one of my favorite ones. Damn, it was on the tip of my tongue. It was Saw. Damn. I don't know if you want to count Saw as
the
Halloween style movies, but they're pretty scary, gory type of
It's
movies.
a horror movie. So.
Yeah, horror type that you would consider in a Halloween scene. So honestly, like those type of like manipulative puzzle type movies that those manipulative puzzle type movies that like have you suspense like with the
it's like
with the
13
consequence
Ghosts.
of death. Yeah, with the
13
consequence
Ghosts
of
was like
death.
that too.
Those types of movies, those are some of my favorite movies.
I don't really like horror movies. That's why I stick with the Disney shits.
But they're valid enough.
The Disney shits was popping. I was like, the Disney shits was popping, bro.
Horror's not really my favorite genre either. I just happen to like those type of movies, but like I am not signing like logging up to like go see Smile 2 or something like that. If you,
I couldn't handle Silent Hill, so
understandable.
But my number one favorite, I guess, Halloween movies actually have 3. Halloween Town is on there. Of course, it's number 3. Number 2 is Halloween Town the series, all of them. So they're number 3. Number 2 is Hocus Pocus series. There's 2 of them. And number 1 is always going to be Casper.
Oh yeah, damn, that's a good one. Oh yeah. I used to fuck with Casper hard. Pause.
Yes.
I used to mess with Casper. That's a good one.
I think it's safe to say
you don't even need baby oil with the ghost. I'm sorry. Go ahead,
no.
I'm sorry, Jay.
God damn. God damn.
I think it's safe to say if you weren't a fan of, the horror movies, then you were watching the Disney movies. If you weren't watching a Disney, then you were watching the horror movies. So it works either way. For me, I gotta agree. You can't mention Halloween Town, or you can't not mention Halloween Town among Halloween movies for sure. The whole franchise is a 10 out of 10. Number 2, I'm gonna have to go with the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. Freddy Krueger is one of my all-time favorite horror movie characters, honestly.
Sure.
And the third one would have to be Terrifier. I'm just now getting into Terrifier. I just finished seeing all 3 of the movies in the franchise, and I gotta say, this guy Art the Clown is the next up in the franchise, like horror movie franchise, the next big thing. Because this guy's
I know what you're about.
Yeah, he's pretty like sick in the head. This guy is very creative when it comes to his kills and his movies. If you're into like real blood and guts, gory, that's what he's about, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like this dude is sick in the head, and he's creative. And the thing about him, he doesn't talk, but while he's killing you, he takes enjoyment in his killing, so he's busting out laughing in silence while killing you and shit. It just adds the like intensity and the weirdness to the movie. I hope they do good though, because I heard they're making a 4th one now that the 3rd one had a lot of success.
Okay.
But
I don't know if I'm sure.
Yeah. So yeah, that is going to conclude another episode of High Ground Unscripted. Here with your host, Official Insanity, and OG Bam, joined by I'm the Cat and Jay the Kid. And we want to thank y'all for joining us, and we'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.
Goodbye.
Peace.
But don't leave.
No baby oil, right?